Okay, so what better way to return to YouTube? Life happens. I've been away for a while. What better way? I've been busy doing t-shirts and, you know, just custom orders. So I thought I'd come back and show my scrapbook room, because a lot has changed from my last scrapbook room tour. So right here at the door, I just have my mug maker. That's just a dustpan there. I have an apron hanging on the door. So everything that goes to my mug maker is there. Then I have the baby changing table. And I can't remember what I had on it before. I think I had all of my Cricuts on there. So at the very top, I have my sewing machine. I have my old Cricut, which I use faithfully. And that is the mug press that goes to my heat press. I have fabric there. And then at the bottom, that is the part to my embroidery machine, 6x6 papers, cardstock pre-cut. That is a large scrap paper, magazine and book pages, and that's small scrap paper. So just above that are ribbons. Always be kind, humble and kind. I like that sign. And then an embossing machine. And then everything that goes to my sewing machines are in there labeled. So all of the extra, you know, feet, the screwdrivers and parts that goes to the sewing machine are there. So that's that area. And I'll go ahead and push this cart back here because I am currently working on an order for some shirts. And I have my vinyl here, HTV. I love that vinyl. I will forever order HTV vinyl. I'm so in love with that vinyl, and it doesn't cost very much. So I have that separated out here. And then I just have rolls of vinyl there. And then I have my black and white rolls of vinyl. And all this is iron-on. And I have my permanent vinyl, you know, elsewhere. So that's that cart. And then if you go over from the changing table and the door, I see I have my ironing board back there. And then you go over to this table, and my room is super small. I mean, super small. I don't have a whole lot of space to work with, so as you can see, I had to use every part of this room possible. So I have my shirt forms there, and I have the for t-shirts where you center the t-shirt. I have that there. And then I just have a couple things from the Dollar Tree here, some wood pieces and some metal pieces, nothing spectacular. There's some vinyl that I have cut out for an order. I have my sewing machine, and in that one are bobbins that are already threaded. That's threaded needles, and then you can see that kit has quite a bit in it. It's just kind of a throw all. I have USB drives in there for my embroidery machine. And then here's a brother machine here that I frequently use. And then just below that, I have drawers here, and I'll show at the end what's in those drawers. It's pretty much sewing notions, thread, sewing patterns, everything that you need for sewing. And in this bin right here are pictures, and then in the bottom container there are leather, anything that has to do with leather. And then there in that box is my permanent vinyl. And then if you go more underneath the table, that is vintage doilies and linen. So that's that area there. And again, I'll show what's in the drawers after. Okay, you come over next to the table. In this teapot is glue sticks. And then this is all trim and laces in there. No specific order, as you can see, it's just kind of thrown in there. And then in the drawers is fabric, you know, pieces of fabric that's left over, like scraps. And it's in colors, it's color coordinated. But in this top drawer is all of my sewing manuals and some patterns that I kept that I took parts out of because it had a lesson to it, so I just keep it in here. I have these 3 Sizzix dies here. It's just the basic shapes there, and I keep those there for fabric, to cut fabric. I have a cutter here, and then that Tim Holtz metal. I forgot what you call that, but anyway, that's there. And I keep this particular Big Shot here for these dies. So that's pretty much that drawer piece, and you can pretty much see it's just scraps in there. This never changed. I mean, in those containers, it's just like pins, like different types of pins, and clips and eyelets, things like that. There's some feathers, and then some half what do you call those, half pearls, and just some randoms here pertaining to sewing. More stick pins there. And then in this drawer that I recreated, it's half pearls, and metal pieces. And it's nothing in that pink container, it's nothing in that Dollar Tree container. And then in that, it's just some I can't recall what you call those. They're not the kind you put on your clothes, but you wear them in your hair. I got them. I had gotten those at a garage sale at some point. More stick pins there, and then in that teapot are those half glass pieces that you buy at the Dollar Tree. And it's nothing in this cabinet, believe it or not. Just some sand from when we went on vacation. And then in those bags, just some dried flowers and some greenery that I picked up from the Dollar Tree that I hang on to. And then over in this corner, besides that mess there from the dried flowers that I have to constantly sweep up, at the bottom are page protectors, and then on the next is just some random like rows of tape and file folders, just some Dollar Tree notebooks, and then that's the glossy paper. I had to get quite a bit of that, so when I do chip bags, you know, for kids' parties and things like that, I really do need to get down there and sweep that corner. And then at the top, I just keep my glue and tape handy. So that's that area. And then everything that you see up there is for paper making. Like everything that you see has to do with paper making. And that's just above that cart. So I'm going to come out and put this out of the way because I was using it. But as you can see, my husband covered it with the ironing board material. It was an old TV tray that we had, and I didn't want to throw it away, so he made me a ironing board top, and it's very sturdy, very sturdy. I'm so in love with it because it's like seat level when I'm sitting down. And I usually iron my smaller pieces on with that. I'm gonna move my chair here out of the way for now. So in that corner, we've already done. At the top, really nothing. That vintage trunk that you see is personal items, and then over there is just all of the manuals to everything that I've bought. And then in that, I use that clear box for spray, when I use those type sprays. And then in the wicker little container that you see there, it's all metallic thread and a clear thread. Okay. So this dresser has tremendously changed as well from my last. I don't know why this is grainy, but it gets grainy here and there, and I'm not exactly sure why. So I'll show at the end too what's in these drawers, but I can kind of point out in that bottom drawer is Distress Inks, and that drawer there is I think it's stencils and some stamps. And then in this top drawer is like envelopes. And if you open this up, in that top drawer is the Distress tools, and then those are all molding, the molding paste. And then at the bottom is archival ink. And then in this top drawer it's like markers, and then all of my small irons, my wand iron and everything. And then in that bottom drawer is paint. So that's pretty much the dresser. Then on top of the dresser, it looks like a total mess, but actually it's a mess that I know where everything is. Like I say, I had to use every inch of this room. So I'm not going to go through everything on the dresser. As you can see, most everything on the dresser is pretty much mixed media. My paints and like dyes, embossing powder, Distress oxides, those pens up there. That's pretty much what the dresser consists of. I mean, without me going through every little inch of it. And then here I have my Canon selfie and everything that goes with it. And then I have this Canon Inkjet printer here that I print my transfer papers on. I have the light and the dark. I try to keep stock of these. These are the best ones from Amazon. I love how vibrant they are. So this is the printer that I use for that. I did order a laser printer. It hadn't made it yet. I can't wait to get it because I can switch it to sublimation. So these are all tools in this bottom drawer. And this is just a random junk drawer. I knew something had to be stuck down here. I'm just going to take this drawer out just for now until I could go back. I have this drawer so full down here. But anyway, tools, that was a junk drawer that I took out. Another junk drawer. And then washi tape and all the tools that go with washi tape. And then that's pretty much it for the dresser. Okay, so you go to this side. And then I have the 6-foot table here. Again, every inch is pretty much used up. So underneath the table, I have the score and cutting board here, and I have one behind it. But that is a cabinet unit there. Then I had gotten at a garage sale. I think Michael's used to sell those. I'm not exactly sure. But everything that has to do with resin and epoxy is in that cabinet. Then you see my Evolution there. And then all my cutting boards. And then there's my other Big Shot there. And my Sidekick there. And then that's just some paper. At the top is mostly like tissue paper, napkins, and then like patterns, sewing patterns that are already like ready to collage with. And then on top of there, I'm making me a Cricut book here. So I just got it laying up on top of that container with all of the extra cardboard that I keep and save. So that's that under the table. Yeah. So you come up on top of the 6-foot table. I have my Scan and Cut DX. Behind there, I have everything in there is like it has to do with teapots, tea bags. You know, anything that has to do with tea bags are in here. And then I have my embossing folders there. I have beeswax in there, and then I have everything to make clear stickers, all the utensils that I need in that container right there. And then I just have some random things hanging up for inspiration. And then I had gotten all those magnets at Harbor Freight when they had them marked down for like $1.24 a pack. So I just bought them out as those small magnets. Just up above there, just a glass vase with some extra paper that I gotten at the Dollar Tree. Some match. Those are vintage match boxes in there. And then punches. So that's all of that there. Come back down, like I say, just random things hanging for inspiration. And then it's nothing in that pink container. No, actually it's nothing in any of those containers that you see there. And my husband's grandmother's pin cushion that she made when she was living. That's my mat to my Scan and Cut. My TV, which has not been on in over a year. Sadly, I cried about a TV and I never watch it. So before I go further on the table, let's do the top up here. So it comes down from the dresser here, that table, and then up above the table is twine. It's twine in that one, and then in that one it's like vintage ribbon pieces, and then that tin thing right there is vintage labels, vintage doilies, paper doilies, and then eyelash trim of all colors there, and then just some random stuff here like acrylic pieces and those wooden sticks and some gems, and then that kit there's my snap kit. In the bottom suitcase is napkins, in the top suitcase it's more ribbon and trim, and then I had my little handmade sewing pad there that I still faithfully use. I keep my glue gun in that. Come down, just some more random like dies and inspiration that's hanging around on the walls. So there's my computer, and behind my computer I have all of my pins to my Cricut and everything that is Cricut related, like all of my tools. I have my embroidery machine here, and then this is that We Are Memory Keepers planner punch, and then these little parts like with like the alphabet and the different types are in here. There's some more random inspiration that I keep hanging around on the walls. So remember, that's the bottom of the table, back up, side of the dresser, and then there. And as you can see, I have my Cricut Joy here, and these are just some random dies that I go for all of the time. I just keep them loose, like those AliExpress dies that you order and they don't have like any packaging to them. I just keep those here, and these are dies small enough to go to my sidekick. These are all my family pictures on flash drives and SD cards. So everything that goes to my Cricut Joy is there. So if you come from this 6-foot table around to this 6-foot table, I'm going to move my chair here out of the way. When I tell you I had to use every inch of this room, I had to use every inch. So I guess we can do underneath the table. Basically everything that's here goes to my heat press. So these are all the attachments and tools and everything that goes there. Just some transfer paper, and then this is that the crimper for the chip bags. When you make party chip bags, that's the crimper to make the bottom look, you know, crimped, realistic. So heat press. There's my Cricut, and then I keep behind there on a toilet paper holder, my heat tape, and some more transfer tape. This one is the heated kind, and then this one in this box is just for permanent. You can't use heat with this one. And then I have my Cricut cartridges, the ones that I decide to hang on to, and my mats for both Cricuts. There's a foiling tool there. There's some I don't know what you call it, that for binding. And then that container there has nothing but screws. Like, it's literally all types of sizes of screws in that. So that's a 6-foot table. I'm going to come around. I don't know if you guys remember this. So on this side of that table, this is where you enter in my little corner back there. And my husband made this for me. He raised my heat press up, and then he made this to where it'll come out and I can lay my shirts. Like when you bring it out, he made like a stand to go on it, to where I could lay my shirts out. There's all my 12 by 12 paper underneath there. Everything in that little drawer container has to do with birds and ephemera and stickers, whatever. It all has to do with birds. There's my other printer that I have connected to this little Chrome computer here for labels and any other thing that I want to print out business wise. So that's pretty much it on this side of the table. Underneath, keep extra paper towels back there, and then extra water, baby powder, Vaseline, back in that corner there. This is the side of the table. So far coming in the door, let's go around. That's my little pathway to get in my little nook back there. And again, this is the side of this table. If you come around next to the table, up there is just pretty much decorations, and some more eyelash trim. And you already saw the foil tool. There's my saw and my heat gun and my foam tool, my rotary tool, anything that has to do with wood, or anything that's behind there. My wood tool. And then here's my crocodile. And inside of these drawers is everything that goes to like my rotary tools, like the little sanding parts. It goes to my wood tool, and then I have that rotary tool there that's used for light sanding. Vinegar and salt and wood glue that keep hanging around. My laminator has some glass etching in there, glass pen. I keep a case knife in here just in case. Here's my scale, and I use that sewing machine, as you can see, for paper only. So down below, I'm not going to go through that toolbox. It has all wood pieces, like flat wood pieces, 12 by 12, 6 by 6, wood embellishments and veneers, or whatever you call them, in all of these drawers. Like nothing but wood pieces in those drawers. Up on top of that black bag is my fuse tool. In the bag just below that lime green bag is a drill. And then you can see that's a cutting tool right there. And then my sander. And then that's all like grout materials from Tim Holtz, paper grout. And then I have extra like wood glue and glue and chalk paint down there. There's the glue gun and some more like different kinds of glues over there, like nail glue, things like that. And as you can see, stacked here, I have some 12 by 12 cardstock, some more thicker 12 by 12 wood pieces, and then that tablet that you see right there has like vintage music paper and tracing paper. So that's that for that. Okay, and then over here at the bottom is just some extra window cling. That big card goes to my heat press. I just have it kind of dangling over there. I don't have any children here, so you know. Tools to my drill. That drill is there. Those are the drill bits. Window cling, parchment paper, wax paper, vellum and copy paper, and then all of this, that's vellum and copy paper. I'm sorry, I had my hand in the way. And then all of this right here is sticker paper and more transfer paper. And again, I use that computer just to print labels and just some extra business things that I need to print because it's hooked to that printer. And then up above there I have my older HP photo printer, which works perfectly. I have my book for my fasting challenge, and there's no book that I take notes in. There's nothing in that tin can that's altered back there. A Dollar Tree camera. And then I have my Instant Mini 9, and then I bought that Go Live there. And then these are just embellishments and buttons that are separated out by color. And I'm gonna stop here and do a part 2, which will be the closet and this area here. Okay, let's just do one last pan around. So before I get to the closet, I do keep this in the closet, and everything on here is for bookbinding. So as you can see, I have my cinch down there. I have like a drill here and some book rings, just so I have that Weird Memory Keepers binding tool back there. This is all like elastic pieces. That's what's in there. And then more tools up here for binding. And then it's specific dies for book pages and things like that. So this all has to do with book binding on this cart.